Yo. What's going on, guys? Long time no talk. I had a few problems recently. We got management is trying to say that I was violent and on the clock against some preload suit. Didn't happen. No part of violence. They keep trying to, I think they're grasping at straws and trying to find where they can fit that violence in. They have video that they said, I heard that they said they're saying I chest bumped one of the preload suits, or the main preload suit there. And, I didn't chest bump anybody. I didn't touch anybody. I didn't verbally assault anybody. Say I was going to kick their ass. Say I was going to see after work. None of that. It's all bullshit. I'm vocal. I got a little Italian in me. I talk with my hands. And I was a little bit pissed off because they had a bunch of supervisors working. And I went to address it just by asking their names. That's all I wanted to do. I was at the bottom of the belt. It was 8:50, 5 minutes after the PCM. There was a team of supervisors working on the belts. And I just asked the preload suit, the main one, I said, where are the preloaders at? Why do you have a team of supervisors? I know you're trying to wrap up. There's drivers up there working, but you got a whole team of supervisors loaded. They've been loading. I know they've been loading for a while now. He turned to me and said, I don't see anybody working. That literally as three supervisors are walking by with packages in their hands, walking them up the trucks and putting them in the trucks. I said, those supervisors right in front of us, the ones I can see working right now, where are the preloaders? Why are you cutting preloaders and then doing their job for them? We don't have enough preloaders. Well, hire them. We don't have enough preloaders. Hire them. This is after peak. Like I said, there's no excuse for supervisors to work. I said, so what are their names? This is all while I'm down off the belt. I wasn't interfering with them. They can do whatever they want. And then I'm going to file a grievance, and then they're going to pay penalty pay. He didn't want to give me their names. I said, what are their names? And then I'm going to file a grievance. At first, I wasn't. I was just asking why. I was trying to get to the root cause of why these supervisors were working. The day before or the week before, I know they're going to lay 20 guys off. Why are you doing our work? He didn't want me to give me their names. He just wanted to ignore me. He shooed me. He said, go away. Go away. Go away. I'm a shop steward trying to address an infraction, a violation of the contract. So I said, fine, I'll go get their names. So I went and grabbed my form. I went up to the belt. I didn't impede them working. I talked to the first guy. I said, hello, sir. What's your name? The guy was, my name's this, and that. Where's your ID badge? Oh, I don't know. Okay, that's your name. Went to the second guy. What's your name? He turns around with packages in his hand, 3 or 4 of them, this close to him, this close, and throws them like that. And goes, fuck this shit, I don't need it. Or something to that extent. Effing this, effing that. Complete attitude. Excuse me, what's your name? And that's the reaction I get. With an F-bomb, and he looks at me like he's going to do something. So what do? I react to that. I'm not going to sit there and take that shit. The packages land freaking inches from my feet. Like, what if it was a 50-pound box and it landed on my foot? Like, and I'm like, for me, it's like, I'm used to that kind of thing. Like, people talk, it's a warehouse environment. People talk a little rough. Things get a little bit, it don't bother me. But now that I have to recall what happened because they're saying I'm the one that's being violent, so now I got a problem with it. So me and him start getting into a little bit of shouting match. You're going to throw packages up in my face and start throwing an F-bomb around at me because I ask you what your name is. Jake sees this and he comes up off the belt. The guy with the packages and F-bombs walks away. I said, excuse me, the third suit. what's your name? He gives me his name. It's real simple. Hi, what's your name? Matt Wiggins. It's not hard. So Jake gets in between all three of them. Jake is the main suit. And he gets right up in my face. And he says, you can't do this. You can't do this. You can't file. I said, I can't. I'm a shop steward for this center. You're violating the contract. I'm just getting names of the supervisors. It's not, you know, you can do what you want. Work all you want. And here's your grievance and now pay. That's all. It's real easy. Matt, you can't do this. Matt, you can't do this. Starts getting closer to me. Matt, you can't. I'm like, Jake. I can do it. I'm a shop steward for this belt. I'm a shop steward in this center. I'm just getting the names, the date, the time of the supervisors that are working. It'll go on the grievance form. It'll get handed to you, and that's it. Matt, you can't, you know. And then he starts with his passive-aggressive shit. Now, granted, I'm throwing a few F-bombs at this point. I just had packages thrown right in my face. Almost hit me in the feet. And curse words thrown at me. You know, it's a reaction to an action. He continued. You can't do this. You can't do this. Matt, you can't do this. Do what? Do what, Jake? Matt. What? You said my name. He kept saying my names like 80 times. That's all I remember is he kept saying Matt. And then he started, Matthew, you can't do it. You can't file grievance. So I realized it just started. It ended up just started to be a pissing match, right? And at this point, because this is going to go to a labor meeting, which was scheduled for Monday. Now it's scheduled for Tuesday. Now they've brought up the fact that I leaned in. They said I chest bumped him. Now I know there's cameras in there, and I'm the one that initiated saying, "Bring the cameras up. Show me where I was violent." I didn't touch the guy. I didn't direct any threats towards the guy. The worst thing I did was there were a few F-bombs thrown around. The fuck yous and the fuck this, right? Because in reaction to me getting packages thrown in my face, and that language initiated me. Like there wasn't like I just went up there, blah, 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 you know. No. All I would do was go up there, ask for some names. They started with the aggression, and you know that they got it back. Now, along those lines, there was no direct physical threats. I know they had the zero tolerance policy, which should have started with the supervisors. You know, you can't blame the union workers, and then you can't. You got to wear if the shoe fits, right? Like, you can't say that the rules apply just to the union members and not management if they're going to act unprofessional, which is what they did. And I'm sure, you know, we're talking about the first suit, not Jake, but and I'm the type of guy to let shit roll. Like it wasn't a big deal to me. For me, I've been in a hell of a lot worse. A hell of a lot worse in that building in 23 years. I mean, I've seen supervisors grip guys up. You know, things get heated. Names get called. You know, I don't get butthurt about it. It is what it is. You know, but when it gets turned around on them, then they like to cry foul. So that's where we're at. So let me I kind of broke the story up there. I leaned in and I told him, I said, I'm filing this fucking grievance, don't follow me. And I walked off the belt. I de-escalated. You know, we went from just going back and forth. You can't do this. Yes, I can. You can't do this. Yes, I can. There was no end in sight. I said, we're just in a pissing match. I leaned in and I said, I'm filing this fucking grievance. Don't follow me. And I walked off the belt. Didn't touch him. Didn't say I'm going to kick your ass and say any of that shit. Walked off the belt. At the end of the stairs where it goes down, there was an E-reg train. I stopped to go around the E-reg train, and you know when somebody's behind you, I feel somebody breathing down. I look around, and he's right here. Dude's right fucking here. And I'm like, dude, stop fucking following me. The line's right here. Stop harassing me. Leave me alone. He stayed. And he should. Because at that point, he's just escalating the situation. I might want to add as well that in the course of you can't file the grievance, you can't do this, you can't do that. He said at one point, give me your ID card. You know, basically I'm walking you out of the building. And I said, you can't, you know, You're going above your pay grade here, man. Go get my shop steward. I need representation as well. Just because I'm a shop steward, you can't come up and fire me for enforcing the contract. Go get my shop steward, and then enforce that, and then we'll go that route. You can't just come up there filing a grievance for supervisors working the day or few days before you're going to lay off 20 guys. You can't. I mean, you work as instructed to grieve later. I get that, but he was working well above his pay grade at that point. In my opinion, if I'm wrong in that, but still, nonetheless, there was no violence. There was no threat to violence, physically or verbally, and that's what they're turning us into, I guess. So I thought we had, we were trying to settle it in the office. He was all butthurt. He didn't want it. I know I can get under people's skin, and I rightfully so this time, but he had his little feelings hurt. So he's saying, they fired me at that time under the act of violence, which is a cardinal sin. So they basically, I was set to work that day. Originally, I had walked up to my truck after that incident. I was in my truck leaving, and I got a call, and I was like, here we go. Connor was down there. I pulled him in with me. Hey. Sorry, my wife's out there. Wife and kids. And I'm feeling a little sick. Management always gets at you when, life just, when it rains, it pours, So, this week I had my dog. He's my 14-year-old American Bulldog, Larry. A lot of you guys know him. And he's been kind of going downhill. And just, a bunch of stuff going on in my life. And that it always seems to happen when it just always seems to happen at the same time, all this shit with work, and they escalate it. So they're escalating it at this time. I have a labor meeting now Tuesday, I think. They said they have video, and now they're claiming that I chest bumped them. They're probably, the way the camera is when I leaned in and told them I'm filing this fucking grievance, don't follow me, is when I'm imagining that they're saying this violence occurs. I wanted them to pull the video. I was the biggest proponent of them pulling the video in the first place, because when they said I was violent, I knew I wasn't, verbally or physically, not in any way. They just were a little bit butthurt, and they were grasping at straws, in my opinion. So I want to see the video. We don't have the video yet. I want to do an information request for the video. I've wanted to since the start, because Connor just wanted to squash it from the start. I feel like we got to play a little bit more offense sometimes than just defense. They had the security guy this morning down there giving interviews to drivers, I suppose, to see what happened. I know a lot of guys that were there, and they've called me in support saying this is ridiculous, which I think it is. Violence, they just don't like me. And I can be a little loud and doing a lot of things that they don't like. I can be verbal, very verbally assertive, but in no way, no way did I cross any line with any type of violent anything. It's just ridiculous. So that's where I'm at. That's the story. Whatever. I'm not gonna. At this point, I feel like they're trying to escalate it. They're grasping at straws, and we'll see what happens Tuesday when I go in there. I've been out of work for a week now. They pulled me off my job. Those are my kids. That's one thing, they make me smile. It's nice to have a good support system at home, because work can get to you. You're trying to do the right thing. You're trying to enforce the contract as a shop steward. You're getting, in my opinion, retaliated against for that, and it's hard. It's hard. I'm up for it, and I'm confident in what I'm doing, and in no way are they going to deter me from what I'm doing. So, we'll see where this goes, and thank you guys for all your support too. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. It sucks to be discharged. It sucks. You know, it's not fun. And they know that, you know. And they'll stretch that out. They'll overreach, especially this time of year. They don't need you. You know, but no matter what, you know, you feel, you know, you didn't really do anything to the point where that you should be fired. You know, there's workplace banter. It gets a little hot, gets a little heated. Things get said both ways. You know, that shit, it doesn't bother me. And I'm all for just hashing it out. But management, you know, certain guys, Jake the preload suit, you know, he's got a little stick up his ass, I guess, and wants to pursue it. So hopefully he doesn't make too many stories up. You know, when you start saying violence is a cardinal infraction, that should be a pretty big, you know, you should be pretty confident in what you're doing when you do that, because you're messing with somebody's life. You know, I'm out of work, I'm out of pay right now, and it's not fun. You don't know what they, you know, whatever BS they can throw at you. But I'm confident in what I did. You know, could I have been a little more professional? Sure, I'll give and take on that. I could have walked away without the F-bombs. Sure. You know, will they ever admit to what they did? No, they won't. You know, it's just what you did. You're the bad guy, you know. But I'm all right saying that. Was it provoked? Yeah. What I, you know, they got me. They poked me. You're going to throw packages in my face and start F-bombing me. Yeah. You're going to get something back, you know. But in no way, you know, did I threaten him or push him or touch him or chest bump. Now they're just saying it's a chest bump. I just scored a touchdown. We're chest bump. Like, what is that? I don't know. The guy's like this big. If I chest bumped him, he'd be on the, you know. No, it's not chest bump. They're full of shit, dude. They're full of shit, you know. And I'm gonna take this all the way, you know, because I'm not gonna be intimidated, and I'm gonna come right back, and I'm gonna continue to enforce the contract. And thank you guys for a lot of people reach out to me. I appreciate that. Another long video. I know a lot of you guys, me included, when I watch videos, I don't last very long. But this was an important one, so I wanted to just explain myself, get it off my chest. It feels good to get it off my chest, and you know, I'm glad you guys are here for it. So have a good weekend. Live to fight another day next week, and I'll keep you updated. Peace.